Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is still in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. So reach out to me directly. I am T Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a watch launched in 2012, the successor to the 5040 and the 5041. This is the Patek Philippe 5940J-001 Perpetual calendar. So the 5940J is the 5940 in yellow gold, a tonneau case, not formally a gondolo, but it does have that first, third, 20th century aesthetic to it. It is 37 millimeters across, not including the crown, by 8.8 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 44.6 millimeters, with a nice broad and modern 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, it wears easily. Shaped watches can often wear large. This one doesn't, though. As you can see down the barrel, the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist. Quite the contrary, I've got a lot of clearance. The over-the-top shot always exaggerates the width of the watch, but if I angle a little bit, you can see I've still got some clearance, and this brand new unbroken in strap is still pretty stiff. It'll smooth up and soothe up and soften up and become more flexible as you wear it. Taking a quick look at the cuff shot, you can see the watch is super slim. It'll easily slide underneath any kind of a sleeve. And now again, that tight, unbroken in strap exaggerates the width of the watch because I'm pulling tight. This watch will wear well on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. The strap. Oh, that strap. The fact is, it's as stiff as it is because it's super high quality. A combination of medium and large alligator leather scales. You could see it's not quite rectangular scale. This is sort of an oval scale in two different sizes, and it's a sort of reddish brown, almost an adobe-like color. Semi-gloss, it's got a monotone stitch and a sheer cut side showing the layers of leather. Calfskin on the bottom. You can see it is a brand new Patek Philippe strap, no crimping, no gouging. And it has Patek Philippe's pull tab spring bars, so you can pop the strap off using just your fingernail. We have a Patek Philippe branded spade style faceted pin buckle. And then a case, which is of monoblock construction, which is to say the case and the bezel are all one piece. There's no seam between them where they join together because they're all one monoblock. This creates a lovely and elegant, unbroken aesthetic. Everything, the dial and the movement, loads through the case back, and you can see it as a snap case back, 300-meter water resistance. We have 30-meter water resistance. That would be quite a feat. We have pusher adjusters, and again, 30 meters of water resistance is pretty typical of a watch with these through case fittings. They're used to make rapid adjustments to the calendar, and you can see there's a flange on the top of the bezel where it meets the sapphire. An elegant mark of distinction. It helps to add the nuance, definition, and attention to detail that imparts an impression of great quality and care. Taking a look at the dial, I think the real standout feature here, we have these sort of Art Nouveau style numerals used for the 24-hour scale, the radial date, and the leap year phases. And they are not quite identical with the Breguet Arabic numerals that are used on the dial, although they are very close. You can see particularly the 8 and the 8 are not the same 8. And it is a beautiful dial, but again, those quirky pre-Art Deco, Art Nouveau numerals really pop, especially when you get close. We do have yellow gold hands and yellow gold Breguet style Arabic numerals, always a real standout feature of any Patek that has them. Usually you're looking at some sort of flagship complication, chronograph, a perpetual calendar when you see Breguet Arabic numerals. And the point of making all this dial hardware in gold is that it doesn't tarnish or oxidize over time. Now you can see the crystal is the same shape as the case, is the same shape as the inner and outer bezel, is the same shape as the dial. It's a rounded off square. We have a railroad track outboard for reading the minutes, and it is a perpetual calendar, so provided you keep it running, It can deal with leap years, it can deal with irregular length months. The moon phase can go 122 years in between corrections. So we've got our coaxial 24-hour display and our day of the week, coaxial leap year phase indicator and month, and then coaxial moon phase and date. This 24-hour display over at 9 o'clock lets you know whether, for example, you were looking at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. And you can see the little black stub hand lets me know that I am actually looking at 12 noon here, not 12 midnight. And that's important because at night, during the dark hours, figure 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., you don't want to use the pusher adjusters on the case to set the calendar. Now, flipping everything over, we have a micro rotor caliber 240Q, so automatic winding with ceramic bearings. You can see this is based on the 240 caliber that's been around since 1977. It's generally used on more upscale Patek watches, whereas more basic watches get center rotor automatics or manual wind like the 215. So it's got a 3 hertz beat rate. You can see that it's got the micro rotor, which allows you to have the convenience of automatic winding, but with the big beautiful open case-back vista of a manual wind and the thickness of a manual wind. The watch features 27 pivot jewels, chronometer-style 5-position adjustment. You can appreciate that it does have a gyromax-style free-sprung balance, which imparts both precision of adjustment, as these eccentric weights on the balance rim are used for adjustment, as well as shock resistance. Shock and concussion cannot move those little weights. So once precisely adjusted, the gyromax system also makes the watch more resilient, and it features an anti-magnetic Spiromax silicone hairspring to improve durability in daily use. Of course, we have a panoply of finishing flourishes. We have a sort of lapping machine-like solarization on the movement spacer outboard of the movement. You can see the movement is circular, somewhat different in shape from the watch itself. We have engine turning in 3 sizes on the base plate. You can see that locating pins used to locate the bridges on the base plate have been mirror polished on their tops. Screw heads have also been mirror polished on their tops, chamfered in their slots and circumference. We have stripes across the bridges, Geneva waves, and you can see that the beveling is quite mirrored and bright and beautiful, and that the same beveling is applied within the jewel sinks to give them that lovely partridge eye polish. It is quite handsome with satination on the wheels. Beaten away at 3 hertz automatic winding with a 48-hour power reserve, and it does drive the perpetual calendar on the opposite side. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.